Hello Taurus, and welcome to the Green Women Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks, which is the 7th to the 21st of June 2021. And it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle. And this is the mirror oracle that I'm using today to draw a couple of cards from, just to start your reading off with. So let's see what words of wisdom does the mysterious oracle have for Taurus for the 7th to the 21st of June 2021. What messages are here for Taurus for the next 2 weeks? Okay, you've gone there. What does Taurus need to know at this time? So let's just pick you another one. And let's see what you get. Wow, okay. So you got healing, which is all about a new day dawning. And with that new dawn, a new perspective, and finding yourself able to appreciate and work with all that is good in your life. And this may come after a period of drought, emotional drought or creative drought or difficulties, or simply a lack of a time where things weren't clear, that darkness. So it's about a new day dawning, and with that you've got the swan, and this one in particular is about again healing. So you've got 2 healing cards. It's about speaks very much to the ugly duckling, who after a period of hardships and being ostracized, heals within and emerges as a beautiful and whole creature. So that's sort of very magical, this particular card. So there you have, a time of a renewed hope and healing and emerging whole and beautiful and strong after a time of hardship, and being able to find the, if you see how the dewdrops are like jewels in the early sunlight. It's sort of finding the beauty, the joy, the magic in things again. So that's lovely energies there for you. So that's healing and swan. But let's see where the rest of the reading takes us. So let's see what's on the cards for our Tauruses for the 7th to the 21st of June 2021. What messages are here for Taurus for the next 2 weeks? What does Taurus need to know at this time? And I'm using the Oak, Ash and Thorn Tarot for you today. And I'll be putting out my usual 8-card spread, with the first 2 cards depicting you where you are now, and the following 2 cards highlighting the challenges you may face at this time, and the next 2 cards offering some guidance from divine energies as you move towards the final 2 cards, which may reveal your possible outcome, the energies you're moving towards as this period closes. So let's see what you get. So you start with the Page of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. And your challenges are the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles. But you have as your guidance the 8 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. and you move towards the Three of Swords and the Devil. And at the bottom of the deck you have the Three of Wands, and this is all about you know, having laid down the foundations, or put your energies out, having started something, having put down firm roots in, like with regards to a project. You know, you're sort of now waiting for that sense of progress, that sense of reward coming home to you. It's a beautiful card of waiting, isn't it? His little body there. So where you start off, this is the Page of Swords, is someone who seeks the truth, who's willing to, or who's yearning or wanting, who's sort of like learning about, you know, how to use his intelligence, his integrity, his morals compass in order to find his way. There, you know, you may have come from a period of a bit of feeling a sense of having lost your way in something, and you know, this sort of shows you've worked hard, you've put stages, you've made steps in put stages down to progress things forward for you, and that sort of echoed here in the Seven of Pentacles. This is about having laid down the roots of a project or an endeavor, or even in, you know, sort of trying to involve you know, sort of set up an environment for a healthy relationship with someone. You've done work, you've nurtured something, you've tended to your garden, and now it's ready to progress on its own. It's ready to make its own, you know, to grow on its own without needing your constant attention. You can now turn your attention to other things, or simply rest. And again, you've got here, you know, it's sort of the seeking for guidance, that the Hierophant's all about finding that mentorship, that this is about, you know, sticking to your traditional beliefs and moral code in order to move forward in a productive and positive way that is meaningful for you. But you're sort of finding, perhaps you're tired, but this sort of does sort of show a sense of tiredness here, and you needing to find the energy to continue with expanding things. This is all about, you know, needing to find that, or the willingness to learn as you go, to focus and continue to put your dedication into something that you're working on, something that has the potential for bringing you knowledge and growth and sense of comfort and value. So there's your challenges, is to, you know, be sure that you're moving in the right direction, that you're on the right path, and that you have the focus and energy after an exhausting time, to have the focus and energy to continue to nurture and grow. Now, where you begin, there's a sort of sense here of stillness, of exhaustion, of tiredness, of having to wait. The Eight of Wands in your guidance rose suggests that things will begin to move forward, you know, suddenly and very quickly. And you can sort of link it with your dawning of a new day. It's sort of something clicks, and then you feel that sense of movement forwards in an unimpeded way. So that sort of suggests that a lifting of that tiredness, and that sense of waiting is relieved, and you get a sense of motion forward. It sort of shows a lot of work still happening, a lot of communication, but suddenly things brighten up, And the Ace of Swords suggests, cutting through that knot, cutting through that difficulty. Perhaps even in the way of a moment of epiphany where you break free at last and things begin to move. It's almost like that reawakening. However, you're moving towards, with that moment of epiphany, with that realization, with finding that truth, you then have to work through the sense of loss or sorrow that truth may reveal. And it sort of shows you realizing that something that you were complacent in may well not be as wholesome as you thought it was. This sort of speaks a lot of moving out of relationships, or a relationship or a situation where you've put a lot of effort and work into it, but it's tested your moral compass, but still you were prepared to go ahead because you believed you were on the right path and that you could expand this and get something tangible, something good out of it. But with a moment of epiphany, that brings healing. But with that healing is the trial of working through what has pained you, and the realization of the illusion that you were under. So it sort of shows it's a good thing, because you're moving towards emerging whole, emerging as yourself, as your beautiful self. But it sort of shows that this moment of epiphany brings yet another stage of growth, another trial that you need to work through, that you'll be needing to work through. So it's just as well you have in the beginning this moment of relaxing, of breathing, because you need to recharge your energy. You've got work coming up ahead of you, and that's sort of emotional work. That's sort of maybe difficult, but it's all in finding the truth, and it's all in healing and coming out as you whole yourself. So then, to recap just quickly, as I say, there's where you are, you're sort of resting now. Initially, you've put groundwork down, you've tended something in a dedicated way, but there's something that doesn't quite sit right. You're looking for the truth in something, and there's your challenges to, not be steered. Perhaps there's a realization that you've been steered from your moral compass because you've been working really hard at something, in building something up. So with suddenly a moment of epiphany that really clears things and moves things along in a very open fashion. But with that epiphany comes this moment of truth, where you realize that something is not as you thought it was. You've been deluded in something, or simply that it's just you've been entangled in something that has seemed a good thing to work towards or to hold on to, but you may, with that moment of epiphany, you may realize it's not as it seems, and you're going to have to work through the regret or the sorrow or just the mental and emotional difficulty of freeing yourself from that to become whole, to become you. So, there's a lot of positivity in the reading, even though there's this healing comes, which is good, but it comes, it's going to be more work. But overall, you emerge complete. You emerge as someone new, someone beautiful, and realizing your own goodness and your own potential, and thus being able to free yourself from something that has tied you down, something that has been what is essentially an illusion. And again, you'll be looking towards finding the right path. So there you have it, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you. And if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons, and then have a good 2 weeks, and God bless you till we meet again.